Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for a social sports bad podcast. I am your host, Ricky, and with me, as always, is Ben. There's no guest tonight. It's a late night edition of the podcast. We're going to talk about the Sunday games and Monday Night Football and preview Thursday. We're also going to talk about who's the worst of the worst and what's the best games coming up next week. So, let's go, Ben. Say hey to the social verse and let's get on.
Hey!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was another London week, so it was very tiring. So, everybody, I hope you all went to a W Energy and got yourself something from them using our link in the bio. Remember, if you go to W Energy, get yourself some pick me up. Use SSPP10 to get that 10% off of your order. All right, we started in London with Green Bay and New York Giants taking on each other, with the Giants taking away the victory from Green Bay. Ben, what did you think or see from this game that you liked?
Oh man, you know what, Ricky? You know who gets the ball for this game? You know who gets the ball for this game? Player of the game?
Who get that holler at your boy?
Highlight your boy award for this game is Barkley.
Saquon Barkley got that game-winning touchdown.
Dude,
It was pulled ahead at the time, but definitely proved to be that game winner.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure Aaron Rodgers is pretty frustrated right now. He doesn't have a lot of run support. He don't have any receivers. He still has Randall Cobb on the team. He's not getting any younger. Uh, it,
Hey, I mean, Lazard was doing pretty well,
however,
when I was watching that game. Um, I mean, it's just, the Giants defense was able to step up. Yeah, this is definitely a different Giants team than the Giants teams that we're used to. Brian Daboll, you definitely, definitely chef's kiss for, definitely his coaching. This players have bought into him, except for them receivers. They're either getting hurt or, Kenny Galladay. Uh, all right. So,
all right. So I do want to mention for one thing as we are on the topic of the Packers.
all right. What you got? What you
Um,
got?
so you know this guy who used to play for New York, and his name is OBJ.
Oh, you saying they could use they can use an OBJ?
I think
Get
the
to
Packers. Yeah, I mean Aaron Rodgers. He can throw. He has the wits. He just needs another receiver, and I really think they'd be a good connection.
I mean, to be fair, OBJ, Odell, he can go wherever he wants right now and definitely be definitely make an impact. I definitely see him waiting until at least after the trade deadline and making his decision, maybe even close to playoff time to make a decision of where he wants to go. Green Bay, yeah, it'd be a decent option, but with the way Green Bay is playing right now, I definitely don't see them being on his radar. He definitely would want to go to more of like an absolute contender than Green Bay, but definitely,
Uh,
definitely Odell watch. I mean, of the two teams here, I would see Odell more going to the Giants than the Packers. Based right now on how the Giants are playing and how desperately the Giants need that receiver to kind of sustain everything.
are
Based
you
of
saying
these two
we're gonna
teams.
have a reunion?
I mean, hey, money talks and money makes things happen. I mean, you know, look at TO. Um, right. Well, speaking of a TO team, we're going to go to Buffalo, and the Buffalo Bills just absolutely handed the Steelers their lunch. Um, I mean, we'll make this a short, quicker. Is there anything you really want to talk about other than two holla at your boy candidates out of the Buffalo Bills? In Josh Allen throwing for 4 touchdowns in the first half, and Gabe
Woo!
Davis, catching two absolute incredible catches, for touchdowns. Anything you want to add? Mm.
Well, I do want to mention one thing. Singletary needs to be going out of my fantasy football lineup. He's on the bench. He's been riding on the bench for a reason. He's about to be replaced. However,
I'm gonna say this, sir. You better hold on to Singletary. All right. I'm just gonna say the winter months are coming in Buffalo, and as history indicated last year, Singletary only got better the closer the playoffs came. I mean, yeah, you're not gonna get a lot out of that. It's basically the Josh Allen show, but Singletary will definitely give you a little bit, especially with the injuries to running backs going on. Hold on to Singletary. Do not
I'll
panic.
hold on to him. I'll hold on
Hold
to him.
on to him.
You know
Like
who gets to
seriously.
holler? You know who gets to holler at the Boy Award as I'm looking at this?
Yeah, who you hollering at?
I'm hollering at the entire Buffalo Bills defense.
It definitely. I mean, they did all right. They stopped them. They held them down. But they didn't. Because the Holla at Your Boy Award is usually the guy to get you that win. In your fantasy league,
Defense.
dishing out some of them L's. They holla at your boy. All right, so let's leave Buffalo and we go to Cleveland to what seemingly was one of the games of the week between Cleveland and the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers were able to pull out the victory over Cleveland. Anything you noticed, from this game?
Yeah, I noticed Cleveland, they don't rock. Um, but the Chargers, man, they have a lightning bolt up their ass. 134 yards by Williams. Eckler had 173 yards on the ground. Chubb, I mean, Chase the Chubb. Nick Chubb, he did too. He had good yardage on the ground. Browns, they spread the ball out. But Chargers, they squeaked it out. It was a
Hey,
hell of a game.
I mean, you said it best. The Browns don't rock, but they definitely roll. And with Chubb and Hunt, they're definitely going to be rolling. This was, in my opinion, a very good game because, it had that
It's
old school
pretty
kind of
even.
feel. It wasn't a bunch of bombs going off, throwing Hail Marys and 80 yards down the field. It was just good old gumption. Run it, run it, run it, run it, and beat the snot out of somebody.
Oh yeah, man, that's a good
Loved
old
it.
slobber knocker.
A good old slobber knocker. And I mean, Cleveland, in a breaking news that came out today, they made a trade with Atlanta to get Deion Jones for their defense to kind of, I guess, stop some running from
And you know what?
anybody else. Yeah, what up?
You,
What up?
you know who else who loved that?
Who loves it? Who loves it?
The Miz. You know what he would say about that?
What would you say? What would you say? What would you say?
That is
Yes,
awesome.
he comes to play. All right. So we're gonna leave Cleveland. Goodbye, Cleveland. And we're gonna go to one of the major upsets of the week as the Houston Texans were able to pull out their first victory of the season over the Jacksonville Jaguars, who quickly came back crashing to earth. What was there anything to see in this game? 13-6. There was nothing.
I mean,
Um,
and there is one thing you can see in this game, and it's one thing you can teach people. And like Enzo Amore would say, you can't teach that. And you know what you can't teach?
what can't you teach?
You sure can't teach how to run because these motherfuckers really don't know how to run because Trevor Lawrence attempted 47 attempts. Like, you can't win if you're passing that many yards. Like I was listening to.
I mean, look at Buffalo. Buffalo throws pretty much, a dominant
Well,
amount.
yeah, I mean, but
I mean,
also
you just
they
talked
have a
about
running back.
Singletary ain't running.
But they have a running
Hey,
back as well.
but but no, I mean, the best thing, is, as I have said many, many times on this podcast, divisional games are screwy. And, Jacksonville and Houston have always played each other kind of wonky, kind of against the grain. I mean, it's almost like how the Raiders play Kansas City. We'll get to that later. But yeah, like that's
No,
the kind of stuff that divisional games happen.
There was
Um,
one stat that I found interesting,
yeah,
and
what you got?
it kind of affects the stat wise what I was trying to get at though. When I was listening to the horrible loss with Washington, but they were giving a stat out about Wentz and how if he throws for 40 attempts or more in a game, his record is like 8 wins and like 20 some losses or something, and when he throws for less, he has a better winning percentage.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's normally what happens in the NFL. If you play from behind, you're more than likely to pass. So if you're making 40%, 40 or more passes in a game, you're more than likely needing to pass 40 times in a game. Whereas if you don't throw that much, you're utilizing the run. You are able to control the clock more, and you're effective on the ground. And I mean, with the way these teams are, it should have been kind of, more on the ground. The new guy in Jacksonville, I think his name is Pierre. Or am I getting him confused with the guy from the Colts? No,
Etienne
Pierce.
here?
Pierce.
Here's
He's definitely like a good building block right now for Houston.
Houston. You're talking about Houston. Okay.
Yeah. Whereas like Jacksonville, they have Robinson, they have Etienne, and I'm just like, okay,
They
this,
didn't do anything.
yeah, but that is divisional. Like who you're going against.
Yeah.
So let's leave Jacksonville, leave them crying a couple tears in the corner, while we go to
Let's get the paper bags
Minnesota.
out yet.
We go to Minnesota, and the Vikings are able to hold off the Chicago Bears from a comeback. This one at one point was 21-3. Because they were kind of talking in Discord group that I'm in about how it was close to the dreaded 28-3. But but yeah, what did you see, if anything, from this game?
Well, they almost made my prediction come right on Sunday morning, until they let Chicago come back for some odd reason. Um, Kirk Cousins played his average Joe game. Um, Davin Cook, he's the reason why they won, really. I mean, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, yeah, granted, Kirk Cousins did go 17 for 17 at one point in the game in the beginning. But then I guess Chicago somehow got his number somewhere. But Jefferson, 154 yards, surprisingly, no touchdowns. Rager, 1 yard and a touchdown.
Hey,
I kind of feel
it
like
happens.
Jefferson should have had that, but hey.
I mean, hey, Dalvin Cook is cooking more than Russell Wilson is in Denver. But
That's a
we'll
little
get on
cheerleader right there.
the
Woo!
Broncos later on. But yeah, we will leave Minnesota. We will go to New England, where the New England Patriots shut out the Detroit Lions. Who The Detroit Lions, coming into this game, were the highest scoring offense in the NFL, and also the worst defense in the NFL. A wonderful anomaly. New England, the Zappa,
Yes.
totally hit
Zappa.
the Lions. What did you see? Anything from this game, Ben?
As I was stating about pass attempts, do you see how that works right now? Like, as I was stating, Zappa, 17 for 21 attempts. And then you have Stevenson here with 25 carries. Whew, that's a lot of carries, but 161 yards. Longest is a 49-yarder. That is not bad, I say. Myers, 111 yards in the air. 1 touchdown, 24 longest yard. Come on. Get it. Holla at your boy. Award goes to Stevenson.
Well, to be fair, yeah, definitely. We want to go put Stevenson on the potential list for holla at your boy. Basically, because if you remember, Damian Harris, rather, went down with a hamstring injury very early on in this game, and Bill Belichick only had two running backs on the roster going into the game. It was only Harris and Stevenson.
That's not
So
something.
yeah, Stevenson had to. He he carried way more than the bell cow. He carried the whole damn stable, if you ask me. And another neat fact: the Detroit Lions set an NFL record for the most failed fourth quarter attempts in a game with six in this. So wow. Um, so
Not a
we
record you want to be proud of there.
Oh, definitely not. That seems like a Chip Kelly record to be proud of.
Ouch.
We're going to leave New England in a hurry, and we're going to go to New Orleans as New Orleans beats the Seattle Seahawks, uh, 39-32. Anything you want to say, Ben, from this?
I mean,
It was definitely the Taysom Hill
it,
show.
it
Definitely,
definitely
you know,
was.
yeah, we'll put Taysom Hill as a holla at your boy candidate.
Boy
Yeah.
candidate, I would definitely give it to him. And Kamara, maybe he had 91 yards on the air and 100. Well, no, he didn't have any touchdowns.
I'd say,
Yeah,
yeah,
let's
Taysom
leave him
Hill
alone.
definitely is definitely
Yeah,
the guy there. Because
definitely
I
take.
mean, they still have him listed as a tight end. So, like,
It's
you
so
start.
odd how you're paying this guy so much. You're paying him quarterback starting money,
I mean, it
and
goes both ways. It
yeah,
happens. Yeah,
yeah.
well, what happens? So
Versatility is key in the NFL. Sometimes look at what was it? Tim, yeah, Tim
yeah.
Tebow. Tim Tebow, man, like if he would have
I
followed
mean,
through.
yeah, like with the right scheme, Tim Tebow probably would have worked.
Oh
But I think
yeah,
people bought into more of hey, we're going to turn him into a prototypical NFL quarterback instead of going to his strengths. I mean, that's what coaching does. If you
yeah.
look in like the history of a lot of failed quarterbacks, a lot of teams will try and put a quarterback and instead of utilizing his strengths, put them into the system that the coach wants to run, and it fails. Uh, I mean, there's other quarterbacks that are major busts, Jamarcus Russell,
Oh
and
yeah, Heath
Johnny
Schuler.
Manziel, being, two of them, basically that don't take the game seriously. Whereas, some are just coached out wrong. I mean, case in point, Tim Tebow, Jake Locker, a couple of quarterbacks that really came out of college
Brady,
with
Brady
great
Quinn,
expectations and just failed miserably.
Brady
So
Quinn. Um, what Heath Schuler?
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, we're talking about 100 years of
Browns.
NFL history. I
The
mean,
Browns
The Browns
perhaps
just suck.
of talent
So,
come through there.
uh, but yeah. So let's leave New Orleans and go to
Yeah,
uh,
let's leave the beads there.
huh?
Let's leave the beads behind.
Yep, let's leave the beats behind. And we go to Jersey. Um, and let's talk about this game between the Giants and the Dolphins. Uh, so, uh, Zach Wilson, How I Met Your Mother, kind of what's going on. Definitely, I'm liking how this Jets team is looking. They don't look sorry. And
They don't.
then it's kind of a tale of two teams going in separate directions right now. Um, the Jets are definitely, in positive form, whereas the Dolphins look like they're going to have a lot of struggles going on because, uh,
Like
because
they're
Tua's in
having bad luck.
concussion protocol, and so's Teddy. So I'm just like, okay, like
Are
what are
they
you
using
gonna
old
do?
technology? Like what is going on down there in the water of Miami?
I mean, maybe they're under a microscope because of how they mishandled the Tua concussion protocol in the Buffalo Bills game.
Yeah.
Just yeah, maybe. So
Again.
so so we're gonna leave this game, which the way the
I
Jets are
mean,
looking, firing off on all cylinders.
they're
We're gonna go to
surprising.
Tampa Bay. We're gonna go to Tampa Bay. Kind of because it ties in with the Miami situation. Um, because Tampa Bay, they had a kind of weird rough in the passer call from against Atlanta on Tom Brady. That's going to be talked about. That was probably talked about today a lot on ESPN, and just like in the game against with the game tonight between the Raiders and the Chiefs, they had a bullshit rough in the passer call. I think because of the Tua situation, because of how the NFL has been kind of like scrutinized on their handling of that concussion protocol, because of how they don't seem to care now, because of Miami fucking it up for everybody. Um,
Yeah, my
that
ass.
so now they're going to protect the quarterback more. So we're going to see a lot more rough in the passer calls that are kind of like, really, you know, uh, like, hey, the rough in the passer, or the guy didn't lay down a pillow for the quarterback. Didn't read him a bedtime story before he sacked him. But basically, it's all because we don't want anything bad to happen to our quarterbacks.
No,
At
no,
all.
we don't.
You
We
know,
may say, stuff in the podcast where like, oh, I hope this guy gets it.
mm,
We really don't. We're just, kidding around. We don't really want people to get injured.
never. I mean, God, these guys, they make millions of money, millions of dollars. They do it because we, the fans, you, the listeners, we, me, Ben, all the guests that come on here and talk on this podcast, we don't do that without them. Without them going out and entertaining us, going and competing for us, these modern day gladiators. So yeah, we don't want to see anyone get hurt, and we definitely know that the NFL does not want them to get hurt either,
Sorry.
because they are a investment. They are the product. You do not want to sell a damaged product. That's why they cut preseason games to 3 games. That's why the Pro Bowl is now a flag football game. They do not want
Yeah,
they do not want their product getting damaged.
yeah, that's
Not at
that's a bad
all. I mean, other than that,
look.
Leonard Fournette, definitely he
Mhm.
did well. Atlanta is struggling offensively,
Oh,
definitely
oh
without
yeah.
Cordero Patterson. Definitely seeing Atlanta as one of like the worst teams right now in the NFL. Um, basically that's going to be our poll on our spot for our Spotify listeners. We are going to kind of headline the worst teams in the NFL, give you guys a vote for who is the worst team in the NFL, and we'll announce it on our Sunday morning show. When we do our preview of all the
We
games
do
going on.
have an update on the poll we had it previously because it has closed.
Okay, that was the where we think Philly would lose, right?
Take a look. 1 second.
All right. While he is going with that, I'm going to go to Washington and talk Tennessee versus Washington.
So it was, when will the Philadelphia Eagles lose their first game?
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. When did we all conclude where we think Philly's going to lose?
It's a unanimous vote. It has been a unanimous of 3 votes. We wish everybody to get involved. I mean, You don't
Yeah,
have
the
to.
more I listen, I mean, it is on Spotify, so a lot of people might not have Spotify. But for our Spotify listeners, there is a poll always, on this recap show. It might be the Holla Boy Award winner. This week it's going to be who's going to be the worst. It can be anything. We'll just come up with it. Yeah, but yeah. So who was
So
the unanimous? Uh,
you're ready.
uh, who who who's Philly gonna lose to?
It is Week 6 versus Dallas.
Oh, so everybody is thinking that they're going to lose to Dallas this week. That's going to be a kind of wonderful topic. Will it be the Cooper Rush Cowboys or will it be the Dak Prescott Cowboys? So it'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
will they try to ruin the chemistry that's going on currently with Cooper Rush? Or do they interrupt that chemistry with Prescott? Maybe they don't want Prescott there. Maybe the teammates would rather have Rush.
or maybe that thumb mysteriously doesn't seem ready yet.
Yeah. Who? I wonder.
Yeah. Yeah, back to the games. This one you definitely saw the Tennessee Titans overcoming the Washington Commanders in Washington.
Uh,
Came down to the final play of the game. So hey, winners play to win and losers play to lose, right, Ben?
this is right. Winners want to win, losers want to lose. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong at all. Wentz played a hell of a game. It's not his fault. The reason why they lost. Um, Washington's defense. I mean, honestly, they didn't do a horrible job. I mean, Tennessee rushed the heck out of Henry. He was their train.
I mean,
Um,
he's the workhorse.
yeah.
He's not like I think he's won the rushing title for past like 2 seasons in a row. They worked the hell
Oh
out of
yeah.
him. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But what I mean, coming into this game, everybody knew that Tennessee was getting tougher and tougher on the rushing defense. Um, I wish Washington would at least try to rush a little bit more. They only did 17 carries throughout 3 running backs, and that 3 is concluding Wentz.
Yeah.
Um, the problem with Washington right now is that offensive line. What's this
Uh,
guy's name right now? Let me see if I can find him.
well, they can't
There's
block for nothing. I
he
mean,
can't block for nothing. He has been horrific. And of course, you can't fault him anyway. He's a backup. I'm getting to him right now. Depth chart.
hey,
Yeah,
but
it's
one or
bad.
two plays go a different way. We're talking about Washington winning.
Yeah.
But
Andrew Norwell.
said nor what?
Norwell. Andrew Norwell.
Norwell. So
He
he's
had a
playing
poor,
Norwell.
he's playing Norbad. Um,
More bad.
he
Yeah,
had
that's good.
multiple false starts called on him. He had people bull rushing him the entire game. It was just ugly.
Hey. But yeah, Washington right now, with their offensive woes, they're definitely on my list of, on that poll list of worst teams in the NFL. As well as the next
Give
team
me
we're
that
going to
draft pick.
yeah, as well as this next team that's we're going to be talking about, the Carolina Panthers. They hosted the San Francisco 49ers and got beat like they owed San Francisco money. 37-15. That San Francisco defense is working on all cylinders right now. They're definitely one of the scarier teams right now in the NFC. And Carolina, just fired their coach. Is it Mike or Matt Rule? It doesn't matter. He's gone.
He's
Uh,
yanked.
they also fired a defensive coordinator. Sam Darnold's not playing. Baker's out for a couple of weeks. So we're getting
Good old
the
Pete.
undefeated PJ Walker, mind you, is going to be starting
XFL.
next week. All right, so yeah, I mean, San Francisco, I'm kind of they got another pick six. Yeah, they got a pick six last week, a pick six this week. You know, they might get a pick six next week. You never know. But hey,
Baker
seriously,
is definitely not baking currently. He's currently in the pre-bake pre-baking process. And right now the yeast is rising.
I mean,
And it's not
he's
going
probably as baked as another former Cleveland Brown quarterback is right now, Johnny Manziel.
ooh,
You saying?
yeah, boy.
All right, and now we're gonna leave Carolina. We're gonna go to Philly, where Jalen Hurts is probably putting some MVP, ballots in for him right now. As the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona 20-17 to stay undefeated, setting goals Sunday night against Dallas. Anything you saw from the game, Ben?
Oh man. I'm not a Eagles fan at all, but Dilly, Philly, Philly. Let's go Hurts, man. Like he's putting Hurts
Fly,
above
Eagles,
everybody.
fly, baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
EAGLES Eagles. Let's
all
go,
right,
man.
all right. Had that enthusiasm. You're
Yeah.
you're you're a
uh,
Commanders fan.
I'm a Cubs
Remember
fan.
that. But yeah, I mean, Arizona, they're still playing a little bit hurt. Connor, he got hurt a little bit in this game.
A little bit clinical.
But hey, in like 2 weeks, you're getting DeAndre Hopkins, arguably the best receiver in the NFL, back from his suspension. So everything is going up. If you are really, doing anything in fantasy football, whatnot, definitely kind of go to your Kyler Murray guy and be like, yo, hey, what do you want for Kyler? Get him. Because I definitely see with DeAndre Hopkins coming back, it's going to be a lot
Oh
easier
yeah.
on Kyler Murray and Malcolm Brown to get a lot of numbers.
Oh
So,
yeah. Right now he's your hot commodity. You want to if you're a buyer, you want to buy and trade for him. If
yep.
you are trying to escape out of the thing, you're like a sell guy. Don't you want to do it? Another
I,
guy I want to talk about, Gibson. Sell. 3 carries. Robinson's back. Bye.
yeah, well, I mean, like seriously, I don't see anything coming from Antonio Gibson. I don't think you're going to be able to sell Gibson for much. Probably a pack of Starburst, not even a holla. It's your boy. Um, so Dallas doing the deed against Los Angeles Rams, winning 22-10. That defense definitely, as I said, would stifle Matthew Stafford because that line is just ugh, ugh, Terry Bell. Um, and like I don't know, like LA, something needs to happen to help Stafford out because like right now it is
Uh,
only Higby and Cup and
yeah,
maybe what's his name? Salvat
Henderson,
Sawarski or
Maybe Robinson.
no Robinson ain't doing shit.
There's an idea.
Uh
How about we have a
Skowronek.
reunion with OBJ?
I mean, hey, talks about OBJ potentially coming back, but I mean, again, if I am OBJ in my career, I am going somewhere where I feel I can get that ring.
We already got
Uh,
it. I mean, he already got it anyway. With
yeah.
uh,
Who did you get it with? Oh,
LA.
with LA. Damn. Short term memory. Yeah, whatever.
So we all
But no, like I mean, I'm going somewhere where I get that second ring.
right.
I don't want to. I'm gonna pull an Eric Weddle, with the
Who
Ravens.
else is available?
But who else can
Who
possibly
else is
take
available?
a
Yeah.
wide receiver?
Yeah.
Buffalo. Buffalo. They lost Crowder for the
Oh,
for
crap.
a while. McKenzie's in concussion protocol. I mean, right now, like, yeah, you got Diggs, you got Diggs, you got Davis, and you got the new guy Shakir. But but hey, you know, OBJ, he doesn't have to work all that hard, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
and Buffalo's a strong favorite. If I don't have to work hard and still get the reward and everything like that, I'll take it. You know, that's the American way.
Oh yeah, I mean there was a
Well, it's your
gold rush
boy.
going on right now in
Mm,
LA. So I mean, hey.
yeah. So,
Cooper Rush can
we'll
be great.
we'll go from Dallas, who only Dallas fans seem to think winning the Super Bowl and are defending Super Bowl champions, to two Super Bowl contenders, Baltimore and Cincinnati. Baltimore was able to hold on against Cincinnati, thanks to Justin Tucker field goal at the end of the game and regulation. Wonderful clutch. Sparked a wonderful debate of whether or not you would take Tucker or Vinatieri as your kicker. I mean, honestly, unless it's like that last kick in the end of the game, I am taking Tucker almost 100% of the time, every time.
Oh,
Um, Vinatieri only if Tom Brady's my quarterback, because there were a couple times in Indianapolis he didn't do that job. So yeah, I'll go with that.
he let you
What do
down.
you got thinking there, Ben?
Well, Tucker, holla at your boy. He gave me 24 points, my fantasy team. So, I mean, you know, nothing really sticks out much. It's a typical conference game, divisional game.
Divisional
It's
games are screwy.
typical, yeah, typical Tucker field goal kick to win the game. Normally, that's how it works between these two teams, anyway. Yeah, nothing really stands out, honestly.
And then we talk about the game that just happened here on Monday night, Kansas City versus LA. There was that, as I touched on, that lame roughing the passer call. That was not roughing the passer at all. I mean, yes, the flag was thrown by the back judge for that roughing the passer call, and basically what had happened was, Carr, he was in the middle of getting sacked, fumbled the ball into the defender's arms, but they went down kind of in a driving motion, and roughing the passer was called. Um, so that definitely, it changed a little bit of the game's complexity at the time. It let LA go up 20-3. And Kansas City was able to come back and win 30-29. Thanks to Travis Kelsey setting a tight end record in Kansas City for 4 touchdowns by a tight end. It was all Travis Kelsey, and pretty much everybody else is just there. That was Monday night. Did you see anything else from that game, or were you watching Brawl tonight?
I was watching Raw majority of the night, and then I had to drive to pick up my friend.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah. So yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
one
in my,
highlight of the roughing the passer.
yeah, I mean, this was,
That seems like a bullshit call.
it was. I mean, honestly,
It's a
if the Raiders had won, they'd have been talking about this all week. I mean, they're still going to talk about it all week,
it's
but
a typical tackle, man.
I mean, it was a tackle for a car, not anything else. But I mean, the Raiders and the Chiefs is definitely one of the better divisional games out there in the NFL. I definitely, in my prediction, totally had the Raiders winning against the Chiefs, only because that's the kind of stuff that happens. Like Kansas City, like with the Raiders and the Chargers, they'll split the series. Almost, it seems like the past like couple of years, like they've split at least with one of them, and it's always kind of like closer than really it should be with a team as talented as Kansas City is.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been that close. I mean, the Raiders aren't that good this year at all.
All right. So we covered all the games. Basically, the holla at your boy people that we have selected. We have Josh Allen and his 4 touchdowns, Travis Kelsey and his 4 touchdowns, Taysom Hill and his 4 touchdowns, 3 on the ground and 1 through the air.
Let's throw Allen
So,
in.
who are we going to holla at your boy? I'm going for me. I'm going with Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill, uh, because not only did he have 3 rushing touchdowns, he had a passing touchdown, and he was over 100 yards rushing. Travis Kelsey only had like 25 yards in the air. Like all his catches today were touchdowns. And that's pretty much it. The Raiders did a pretty good job shutting him down, except in in the red zone.
Ooh,
And Josh Allen, like honestly, uh, it could have been more than 4 touchdowns. There were a couple of passes to Gabe Davis that he just missed. And we'd be talking about Josh Allen scoring, 6 touchdowns.
yeah. I mean, I
Mm,
agree with Taysom Hill
mm,
too. I think he deserves it. He's the reason why they won.
No. Um, and then you know, uh, so before we talk about the poll, basically remember to go to fanatics.com. Basically, it is the most wonderful time of the year right now. And the NBA and the NHL, their regular season games are starting. I think this week NHL starts, and I think NBA is like closely after that if they haven't started already. I'm not really an NBA guy,
NHL
so
start up soon. Yeah,
yeah, NHL's this week. We got the NASCAR playoffs going on. We got the Major League
MLB
Baseball
season.
postseason. So
Yeah.
basically, Fanatics has all of your sports needs for any of the bandwagon jumping fans out there that you want to send a jersey over to. You know, well, or buy a jersey for yourself, get you an Aaron Judge jersey for hitting his 62, breaking the American League
Oh yeah.
home run mark. Basically, they also have WWE stuff on
Oh yeah. I mean, they
on
just
Fanatics now. So,
yeah, yeah, they
like
just
hey, so they
parents.
got everything covered. Whatever floats your sports boat, whatever sports ball you like, they have it there for you. Basically click our link. Basically takes you there, and remember to enter your promo codes because hey, they got some wonderful sales going on right there for them and Fanatic.
Yep,
Uh,
40
yeah,
hour sale right now going on. Code SMORE. You know, got to get your camping gear going on. You know, it's getting a little chilly out there. Got to get a little hoodie.
yeah,
NHL's
we're
this
getting oh man, we're getting in the Christmas season. Get some of your Christmas shopping done early.
yeah,
Get the one you love a jersey or a hoodie or something like that, man. Um, so
65
uh,
coming up.
So our last thing is we are talking about it a little bit earlier. Basically, what team right now is the worst team in the NFL? We got a couple of wonderful candidates. The Carolina Panthers, who just fired their head coach and defensive coordinator. The Commanders, who cannot block to save their life.
Uh,
Um, the Atlanta Falcons, who their best offensive weapon uh has been on he went on IR this past week. We also have the Denver Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts, who played each other in the most miserable game ever of all time.
I don't
uh
ever want to see that ever again.
oh my god, like seriously, I was rooting for the tie honestly
That
between
was
that
so
game.
horrible, man. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I wanted to call Amazon and get my money back. Um, but no, so yeah, Indianapolis, who can't beat anybody but the Chiefs. And Denver, who Russell Wilson, he is cooked like a pot roast in the microwave.
Oh yeah, he is well done right now. He is cold, but also well done.
Right? Oh man, he's like a TV dinner. Yeah.
He is one of those horrible, hungry mans. Ugh.
All right. And I mean, Houston, yeah, they beat Jacksonville, but they're still kind of they're still kind of, definitely on the terrible side. Chicago, they are
Uh,
just, other than the win against Green Bay, like, or not
they're
against Green Bay. They God, they beat 49ers. Then they got crashed to earth by Green Bay. Yeah, like, who do you got really that's kind of like, yeah, they suck.
eh, I mean, overall, you got to think about which team overall really is horrible. Like, I want to completely say Washington. Granted, I think they're probably going to end up with the worst record
That's
in
your
the NFL.
bias, though.
Yeah,
You're coming as a
I'm biased.
Commanders fan, man. Like, that's
I'm biased, but I'm not.
you're the hardest on you. You're always the hardest, like, on yourself.
But
Um,
I don't think I don't think they're the worst team. If I mean, their only reason why they're losing is because the offensive line is not blocking and Wentz has no time to throw. And we all know Wentz. We all know he can't think under pressure. Um, so overall wise, I think the worst team right now are the Bears.
I disagree. Um, like, I mean, the Bears have a decent defense. The Bears right now, their big problem is um, they haven't built anything. A successful team you have to build for. I mean, uh, case in point, Baltimore. Baltimore they have a luxury car in Lamar Jackson. They have a um that's a wonderful analogy. It's like you have $3,000 rims a on a tracer. Like, you gotta,
Tracer.
like, Lamar Jackson is the wheels, and like the Baltimore offense is a tracer. Like, you haven't built for them. I mean, the running game's been, the running backs have been hurt. I understand that. But and they have Mark Andrews, one of the best tight ends in the NFL. Uh, Basically my number two tight end, because Travis Kelsey is number one. Yeah, anybody who says differently, you
Yeah,
get yourself drug
Travis
tested.
Kelce.
Yeah, Travis Kelsey's the number one tight end in the NFL,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
bar
There's no
none.
Gronk.
Bar none, no argument. But Mark Andrews is definitely number two. People can say George Kittle when he's healthy, but yeah, but Mark
Yeah,
Andrews has been able to stay healthy, unlike George Kittle.
yeah.
That's
Kelsey's proven to be healthy.
yeah, Kelsey's everything. You know, uh, right now. But yeah, like the Bears don't really have any of that. The Baltimore Ravens don't have receivers, don't have anybody to stretch the field. To let Lamar Jackson run, to let that defense have no pressure, anything like that. I mean, Chicago has Montgomery, has Herbert, uh, has has Justin Fields, but has nothing really to do with them. Fields doesn't have anybody really to throw to, have chemistry with, or anything like that. He's Mooney, but eh, you know,
I, I'm not impressed by Fields though. I don't think
yeah.
Fields is the guy.
I mean, Indianapolis, they got Matt Ryan, but everybody knows Matt Ryan's a stopgap.
Oh yeah, I mean everybody knows Matt Ryan's on his way he's on his last leg. He's almost done.
I mean, Denver, I say the problem right now is their quarterback. Quarterback and coaching. Like,
I don't know. Well, yeah. I mean, I would say it could be the quarterback. Yeah, I'm not gonna say you're wrong on that, but you never know. It could be the coaching too. But yeah, I definitely agree.
When
Something is going on with the
like Denver can't
leadership or
score,
lack of
like
leadership.
to save their life, they cannot score. Everybody else can pretty much score. Um,
Yeah, they have like
mm,
no leadership over there. It's like nobody likes Russell Wilson.
yeah. So, anything else you want to add before we do sign off?
Um, well, I mean, we can look at the MLB baseball real quick. What's the
I
predict
mean,
you think we might win at least
yeah,
for the
I mean, we meant to do a podcast on the
yeah. Maybe we can just do a
us,
quick
but
like
yeah,
prediction
I
of who
mean,
we.
just me and you, we are who we are. Um, God, let
I
me see
mean,
the
looking at
bracket.
this right now, we have the Astros and the Mariners going against each other. Then we have the Yankees and the Guardians, and then on the other side, you have the Dodgers and the Padres, and the Phillies and the Braves. In my honestly opinion, I think the Dodgers are going to beat the Padres because the Padres are not good at all. They're out without PED user, uh, um, and the Phillies they're just a 60 for a reason. They're going to lose against the Braves. What do you think on that one with the Dodgers and the Padres and the Phillies and the Braves?
I mean, overall, I mean, I haven't followed baseball in like a while.
Yeah,
But like looking at like all the teams that are in here, uh, the smart money, if you really, want to talk about money, I mean, that's what I look at everything at. Everything is dollars and cents to me. Like what's gonna make the most money, what's going to do the best. Um, and the money to me is the Yankees and the Dodgers, being the
yeah,
World Series.
yeah.
My heart wants the Phillies and the Mariners.
Yeah,
Basically
that'd be nice.
like the Mariners to me are kind of Cinderella a little bit. I know the Guardians are the are the youngest team in it right now. But to me, I mean, one, I just cannot get behind the Guardians. I they're you know I haven't like taken them seriously since their name change. I definitely don't see a
Yeah,
Guardian as a baseball team name.
yeah. I don't
Uh,
see how it relates to anything Cleveland.
yeah, like it just doesn't feel it. Like
No.
I'd almost I'd the Rockers, because like the Rock and Roll
Yeah.
Hall of Fame is there. Like that would have been a better name. You
They got
know,
Tucker as their logo with a C going, or like busting through the sea. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it's like it's almost as like saying baseball club. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
but no,
I mean, yeah, yeah. With the
but no,
Braves, at least,
and I
like they're
mean,
sticking to it.
I mean, Houston is is a great team. I mean, they're all they're all here for a reason. But yeah, like you know, I I see I see Atlanta winning. I think is what 5 or 7 games.
It's
In
a best out of five, I believe, for the NLDS,
Okay, well, yeah, I think it's gonna go to 5 games.
unless they change
Uh,
it.
you know, I I'm hoping the Mariners, but more than likely they're probably gonna get swept by the Astros.
Yeah, I
The
feel Mariners might win one.
hmm, yeah, the Guardians probably win 1 or 2 games. I see the Yankees winning that
Yeah,
easily.
it's gonna be the Aaron Judge.
Um, the Dodgers, I see sweeping the Padres.
Oh yeah,
Just
Padres. They're lucky to even be there.
yeah, they're just saying, hey, we're here.
Yeah,
Have a good one.
we showed up at least. Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree. I agree with you. Between the Braves and the Dodgers, can the Braves repeat? They've already won the division 5 times in a row. Um, the Mets were in the lead the majority of the year, and then here come the Braves. They knocked them out, number one seed basically, or number two seed.
I mean, the
Uh,
Mets just cannot win that pennant. Yeah,
no,
they cannot.
It's
Uh, like they always, I mean,
they're
even
like
when
the
like the
redheaded
year,
stepchild.
yeah, they are. They just they're like the Browns of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Major League Baseball. But yeah, I mean, of the Braves versus the Dodgers, I definitely see the Dodgers are definitely a better team than the Braves.
overall wise,
Um,
yes, I agree.
I see
And
Braves maybe winning 2 games, but that's the
this could be,
Dodger series.
yeah, I mean, this could be retribution series against the Braves for letting letting go of their former player.
All right, but yeah, so I'm just saying, Astros Yankees. Um,
Uh, oh
this will
man,
go to games.
how
Game
far can
seven.
Aaron Judge carry the Yankees? How far can he carry? That's the question. Can he keep carrying them? Can he put like that back has to start getting sore? I mean, he has to start feeling something. He led every single category except for average.
The bats trouble.
Uh,
The
I see the Astros winning this. I think it's going to come down to the seventh game. I think it's going to be
no,
the Astros come out on top in the last game.
yeah, and who knows? That might be a game that goes into extras. The seventh
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm going with the Yankees and Dodgers. And like breaking it down, it's the smart money. To me,
Going with that
as
money
much
roll.
call.
Yeah, money wise, television wise, everybody wants to see it.
Everybody wants
Everybody
that.
hates the
LA
Yankees. But
versus
everybody
New
wins.
York. Like, God, man, could you like just see it? It's just like it's the TV market
Can you
dream, man.
imagine the travel? You have to go from Los Angeles to New York, Los Angeles to New York. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. I mean, I see the Dodgers coming out and winning this overall. I think they're going to beat the champs. They're going to beat the Yankees. I say they're going to beat the Yankees.
Yeah.
They're going to win. I think they're going to win 4-2 games.
All right. Now, so yeah, going back to my wonderful heart pick of the Mariners versus the Phillies. Yeah, I know it's not going to happen, but yeah, of those two, if I want to go with my heart, I would definitely will want the Phillies to beat the Mariners. But hey, that's just me. It's where my
I
heart
mean,
goes.
Phillies fan, Orioles fan. I mean, I would love to see the Phillies win. I would love to see them come out on top and win. I loathe Harper because he's a douche. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, Harper. No hard feelings there.
I mean, yeah, he can go cry a couple of tears in the corner. I don't
Yeah, with the
care.
Cowgirls.
Yeah, telling you. Yeah. So that was our show tonight. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Ben. Always for
Oh,
being with me
always.
doing this.
Uh, actually,
And
one more thing to say.
okay.
I totally forgot about this. We should mention this. Um, we do have some retirements that we do have to mention for baseball. Um, totally forgot. You had two players, Pujols, who has retired from the league.
What? Finally retired?
He is finally retired,
Get
and
out.
yeah, and their catcher has also retired as well.
Who's the catcher?
I'm trying to double check the name because I want to butcher it because it's been a minute since I've watched them. Um, Yadier Molina, he's retiring as well.
What?
Yeah,
Oh
so
God,
they're
man.
losing two good players.
Yes, they are. Definitely. Definitely. The Cardinals are going to be a different looking team next year.
Uh, but yeah, go ahead and we're sorry I interrupted you, sir.
Hey, man, you're good. Definitely. As a boy, growing up with baseball, definitely Pujols and Molina definitely were a couple of guys that I mean playing the baseball video games, man.
Oh yeah,
Definitely would try and like yeah, let me try and get them on my team. Have that wonderful all star team
absolutely.
when I'm playing. But yeah, so thank you again. Thank you, all of our loyal listeners to that pay attention to us on the weekly. I know this week's episode was kind of a late one, but thank you again. You make sure to support us, however you can.
Right. And we also
Follow
have an
us,
option.
follow us. There's a subscription option. As we get better, we're gonna start doing some premium content, just things
Yeah,
that
and you don't
uh
have to subscribe. There's also an option for you to support us as well, where you can choose three different denomination options. We're not saying to do that. We're just, just to mention it. It is there.
yeah,
There is also an option that I activated on Anchor. I'm not sure if you can do it on Spotify, but I know on Anchor you can leave us voice messages. So if you want to leave us a voice message, you can also leave us a voice message and we'll try to respond.
yeah. And make sure you drop us some emails if you have questions about anything. We definitely do look to uh you know ensure them as much as possible. Make sure to like us on Facebook. We'll, yeah, and basically, the more we get from you, the more that's like, kind of pops into our head. Like, hey, we need to make sure uh we go
And
ahead and take care of
it'll
you guys.
improve. Yeah, little
Yeah, we need to
feedback.
improve. I mean, uh,
We don't know
like,
what we're doing wrong. We need some tips. If you guys,
absolutely, because I mean, I'm uh, I'm doing what I can with hosting, and if I don't hear anything, I'm just thinking like, hey, let this stuff get to my head.
all right,
Seriously, I'm a host,
we shoot
like,
off the hips, man. We just go poo, and
yeah,
there's
you
no there's
know,
no
but
there's no
feedback.
recap, there's no repeats, there's no editing.
Yeah, I mean, we try raw first take, and try and best we can on the first time. So, anything we can get will be definitely beneficial to us. Um, and I mean, especially because we're gonna be shooting ads to play on these episodes soon enough. So the better feedback we get, the more we get to do for you, the more fun we get to have. Because God, this has been absolute blast to do these past 10 weeks. God, it's been 10 weeks already since we've done this,
This
man.
is our 13th episode.
13. Oh yeah, because we've done a couple each week. But yeah, I mean, God, we started this week one in the preseason. Yeah, God, man, yeah,
It's been one heck of a ride so far.
it has. You know, uh, thanks for everything, guys. We hit 50 different followers this week. It's a definite milestone. Thank you. Keep on supporting us as much as you can. Uh, we appreciate it. It's definitely fun. So
Absolutely.
thank you. All right. And on that note, I wish you all a good night, a good week, and always a good season.